Okay, guys, so crafting the perfect reactivation message. So we're going to talk about strategies that effectively re-engage your audience and drive conversion. So you love AI photos, like how none of the letters actually say anything. Anyways, in this lesson, we're going to focus on how to craft the perfect reactivation message to re-engage your dormant audience through email, SMS, social media, and more. Guys, this is simple. It takes a little bit of thought, but the messages we're going to send are just simple little messages. So why the message matters? Because your reactivation message is often the first point of contact after a long silence. So it needs to make an immediate impact. It needs to be something that when they see it, it gets them through. Now, you notice here we have this little picture that says, "We miss you." If you literally, if they see "we miss you" and that's the subject line, that's okay. But if they click in on it and that's all it ever does, it never adds any value, urgency, anything that way, toast. Not going to work. So the message has to be personalized, reminding the audience why they engage with your brand in the first place. I can't tell you how many people we get on a demo and they say, "What can you remind me what you guys do again?" They saw the ad, they thought it was cool, and they filled out an appointment. They don't remember what it is. People have short-term memories. They might not even remember how they got on your email list. And then we got to give a value proposition. You have to give inactive customers a compelling reason to come back, re-engage with your brand. One thing that I found can really help this is having a new opportunity that they didn't have before. Because what it does is that amygdala, when they see, they might think, "Oh, the reason I didn't buy this is because of this." But if now you're coming back saying, "Hey," and you're giving them a different opportunity, "I just wanted to reach out because I didn't know if you heard about our unlimited AI chatbots. Have you heard of that?" Or something that gets them, back and interested. "Oh, no, you know what? Maybe I do need to see this. Let's check it out." So that's what we're trying to do. So here's the elements of a strong reactivation message. First, you have to have an attention grabbing hook. Use a compelling subject line or headline to grab attention, encourage them to open. If they don't open your email, they get nothing. So I like to try different things and split test it. So I wouldn't take my list and send all of them through the same thing. What I would do is I would take it and split up my text messages. And for a text message, treat like your first 4 or 5 words as the headline because they'll see that in the notification coming through. And I would split test a little bit and see once I dial in what gets them most interested, then we're going to take that. Personalization. We're going to tailor the message to them by using their name, which is really easy with merge tags inside of Go High Level. We're going to reference their past engagement or acknowledge the time since their last interaction. So here's an example. Hey, Dave, Ross here from Consolidator. I haven't spoken to you since our demo we did, but I just wanted to reach out because we have this new offer where we're offering everything unlimited for only $97. Do you have a moment to speak? Something, we're giving people 30 days free, something that gets them interested. So that segues us nicely into reestablishing our value. We have to remind them of the benefits, features, and a special offer that either made them engage with us initially or a new one now. I like a new one now. If the one before didn't get them in, I don't like trying to repeat it. I want to hit up with the same feature, the same thing that they wanted, just offer it a little differently. And you'd be surprised how many people are interested in doing that. For instance, we sell AI voice bots. And initially, it didn't blow up the way I thought it would. But then when we started just offering it a little different through live transfer snapshots and reactivation, boom, all of our bots go through the roof. So we just offered it a little differently. Then have a clear call to action, something you want them to take. Now, the nice thing is you can send them links to your websites and stuff like that. Nice thing about AI is that it's easy because it says, "Hey, do you want to do this?" And then when they say yes, great, here's the times. It just keeps that flow. You're not asking them to change their environment in order to be able to take that call to action. A lot of call to actions require them to change their online environment, which means that you have more friction. AI allows you to do this flawlessly. So how do you craft an attention grabbing hook? So here's how you do it. Either ask a question, something that's going to get curiosity or engage them, get them to open or click on something. Or you could offer a solution, and this is going to work well if you can provide immediate value. Like if I'm trying to talk to you and you got a bunch of leads, and the subject line was like, what if I could get you, what if I could get 10% of your leads to reactivate tomorrow? That'd be a great attention getting hook. That would be awesome. And it's like, oh, that would provide me with immediate value. And then you have this intrigue, mystery, curiosity. You want to pique the amygdala, get the adrenaline flowing, but not exactly tell them how, because until they take that next action, that next step, you don't want to get that dopamine release of satisfaction. So how do you personalize this? Well, we've already talked about it. You could talk about this through a name. You could address them by their name, their different interactions, make things feel more personal that way. It could also be by looking at their behavior. So if you've got them segmented, let's say that you own a contractor or supply company, and you've got them segmented like asphalt, framing, whatever the different contractors. You could say, hey, Tom, I know you're an asphalt. Just wanted to see if you'd be interested in seeing some of our closeout pavers we have. We're doing a 20% blowout on all of our paving machines, something like that. Oh, yeah, let me see what that is. And then you tailor, that goes along with tailoring the offer to them based off who they are, what they want, and how you could help them. The way that you reestablish your value and incentives is you have to remind them why they were initially interested in the first place. So you can reinitiate your original hook because it got them once before, and then you just change the way that you position after that. And then you just basically could provide them with like an instant discount, free shipping, different offers, things that, like they can't normally get if they just go to your website. They can get it on any given time on your website. They're probably not going to get it. You'd be surprised, though, reactivation campaigns tend to mainly get low-hanging fruit and then some others. And so by giving that offer to them, that low-hanging fruit just falls so much faster, and you're able to collect it so much quicker. You want to make them feel like they're getting rewarded for coming back and engaging with you. So crafting a clear call to action. The nice thing, if you're going to use this with calendar links or funnel pages, you can. And if you do, just keep it simple. So don't have too many choices. Don't be like, oh, you could do this, you could do that, you could do this. Just simple. Another thing that works really well is like it says here, using action words. Like you could just say, claim or this or that, activate, and then it'll take the next steps. Or you can just ask a question. You can be specific. Tell them exactly what you want them to do. Leave no room for confusion. And then just say, do you want this? And then when they reply, the AI bot's going to kick in and help them from there. So you really want to create this urgency. Have a limited offer, low stock alerts, expiring incentives, all of this urgency. If you can do anything you want, but without urgency, it won't blow up. Go look at my Facebook wall. Whenever I put out a message and I say I'm doing a pre-sale, there's always like 100 people or more that reply. We had over 300 one time that like 2 weeks ago that replied, because there's urgency to it. Urgency works. It sucks. I hate applying urgency to stuff, but it works. So let's just give an example of how you could craft something like this. Look how in the subject line, we're adding value right in. John, get 15% off your next order. We miss you. Let's say you're a video game shop, because I also own a video game store. If you own if you're really into gaming and there's a game you want and maybe it's $60, in your mind, you're immediately thinking, wow, I could get basically $9-10 off a game. Okay, let me check this out. In the body of it, having a personalized message, offering that 15% discount, but then also showing there's a 48-hour time limit. Claim your discount now. Boom. Get them interested. So it's personalized, but it's also, so that way it takes away a little of the aggression, but it's also pretty direct. So let's just go through and take a look at these 5 steps to writing your reactivation campaign here. First, have a hook. If it's not an email and you're doing a text, it's your first 3 to 5 words. Then make sure it's tailoring to their needs. Have a value proposition so that way they can clearly see the incentive. Have a clear call to action that does not confuse them. Add the urgency, do it in this order, and you will crush it.